Before I go into some details, let me tell you something interesting from the point of view of the composition of Savitri. We'll go into details later on, but Shivendu was, so to say, particularly fond of this book, the Book of Fate. Book of Fate. When the major composition of Savitri was over, completed by dictation in 1950, he had dictated the Book of Everlasting Day and other cantos also. All that was practically completed. Then he asked Nirodharan to specifically pull out these drafts of the Book of Fate. Around 15th November 1950, he asked specifically to pull out those drafts. And there, during those few days, just 3 weeks before his withdrawal, he dictated 3 important passages at that time. The first passage is a 3-line passage, 108, 40, 108, 41. That is the first passage. He dictated in the entire course of the whole text being read out to him, these 3 lines at this point. He who has found his identity with God pays with the body's death his soul's vast light. His knowledge immortal triumphs by his death. These 3 lines he has dictated around 15th November 1950. His knowledge immortal triumphs by his death. These lines, if you read the entire text, are seamlessly woven into the entire description of the crucifixion of Christ. It is finished, how he was carried and all that kind of a thing. That whole description is pertaining to the crucifixion of Christ. The earlier sentence, you see, 108.38, it is finished, the dread mysterious sacrifice. It is finished, that is a phrase from Bible, St. John. He is standing on the cross and the sponge of vinegar was given to him and Christ is about to collapse and he utters the phrase, it is finished. At that point, it is finished. Now, it is finished, of course, could mean in the immediate context that the vinegar, the drink which he wanted, that is over and perhaps he wanted more. Perhaps he wanted more. Or if you want to see esoterically, symbolically, it means that the work for which I had come here is done, is over. And now I can walk away, I can go. It is finished. My job is done. Whatever I had to accomplish, I accomplished. And I am going back now, you see. It could be that also. It is finished, you see. Now it is in that context, we have these 3. He who has found his identity with God, that of course refers to Christ. Identity with God, pays with the body's death his soul's vast light. He sacrificed himself. For what? He does it, but then what happens? He triumphs by his death. By his death he triumphs. Now, in a certain sense, if you want to be very clever, we can say that there was absolutely no necessity for adding these 3 lines around 15th November 1950. The description is plain. If you omit those lines from the passage reads very beautifully. It doesn't need anything additional. You see, it doesn't need anything additional at all. But this line is autobiographical. Shivendu has taken the decision to withdraw. In 3 weeks, we withdraw. And it is in that autobiographical context, he is deliberately adding these 3 lines. He is adding these 3 lines. And then the important line is this: his knowledge immortal triumphs by his death. This is definitely a line referring to Shivendu himself. Definitely he sacrificed his withdrawal, because he speaks of his knowledge. He doesn't say his love. If it were to Christ, belonging to Christ, he would say his love immortal triumphs by his death. No, it is he himself, his knowledge. He comes with knowledge. That is most significant word you can see here. And that gives you the clue that it is absolutely autobiographical. He has taken the decision. And what is going to happen now? He will triumph by his death. He has to withdraw. For a strategic death is demanded, and he is there now to give up himself. You see. But in the course of evolution, the course of future development, his knowledge will triumph. That nobody can defeat. Then we have these 6 lines, again dictated about the same time after those things. His death is a beginning of greater life. See, that is the thing. His death, of course, in the context of the story, his death would mean Satyavan's death. In the context of the story or the narrative, his death is a beginning of a greater life. That, of course, we know, we understand, we are very clever, we can see that thing immediately. But the occult basis of this line is, it is Shivendu's own withdrawal which is the beginning of a greater life. He has withdrawn to usher in greater life. It is for that purpose he has taken another station. Visibly he has withdrawn from here, but he has not gone away. He is elsewhere doing whatever work has been done. His death is a beginning. Now, again, this refers to what is going to happen on 5th December 1950, 3 weeks afterwards, after the dictation, you see. And we have here the most amazing description of 72 lines toward the end of the canto, 112.43 onward, in which what is going to happen to Savitri, her future thing, what is going to happen to the mother, what kind of challenges, what kind of difficulties they have been foreseen and put down here in the utterance of Narad. Queen, Narad is telling to Savitri's mother. Savitri's mother was accusing God, that what kind of God is this? He's snatching away my daughter's husband tomorrow. Must be a very cruel fellow. She's accusing God. And she asked Narad, what kind of God is it yours? Is he a cruel being or what? She says, you see, does he have any sense at all? He has given life and he wants to withdraw away just like that. And in response to that, Narad is explaining the entire basis of the things which are there, or the things are there behind it, in the manner in which the mental being could understand. And he is now taking an opportunity to tell in what direction, how things will happen tomorrow, how Savitri will do her work tomorrow. Alone she is equal to her mighty task. He tells Savitri's mother, the queen, don't stand there in between. Let the issue be decided by Savitri and her divine power, divine guidance. She will do alone. Nobody can be there in between at all. In fact, we got the line, no? Gods above and nature's soul below were the spectators of that mighty strife. Gods above and the nature's soul below. The death is going to take place in the Shalva woods, and there is nobody around there, no human being except Satyavan and Savitri there. And gods are watching the whole thing from above, and nature's soul is observing what is going to happen tomorrow. Were the mighty spectators of the strife, of the struggle between Savitri and Yama, between death. It is that thing. Alone, she is equal to her mighty task. Nobody can help her out at all. Intervene not in a strife too great for thee. What can you help her? You have no capacity at all. You have no means at all to lend any help to Savitri. A struggle too deep for mortal thought to sound, etc. And then he says, very beautiful simile, as a star uncompanioned moves in heaven, unastonished by the immensities of space, traveling infinity by its own light, the greatest, strongest men, they stand alone. Savitri is a star. There is no companion at all in the whole sky there, in the empty sky. She is alone there, and she is moving through the vastness of space, uncompanioned, traveling infinity by its own light. She has that light to cover the infinity at all. The great, Savitri is a great. When they stand alone, a God-given might of being is their force. A ray is a discipline. Then he says, a day may come when she must stand unhelped on the dangerous brink of the world's doom and hers. On a dangerous brink, it will happen, it will not happen. Narad cannot say definitely whether it will succeed or not. He can only say she is standing on a dangerous brink. That is all he can say, because he is an overmental being. He has no definite knowledge. Yes, this will definitely happen. That he can't say, you see. That possibility is there. That is what he is saying here. On a dangerous brink of the world's doom and hurt. In fact, that is exactly what we have in the agenda, Mother's agenda. The way she was fighting out the battle of the physical. The mother was fighting out the battle of the physical, and the agony, the pain she had to bear. That is something of this kind. World's doom and hers. This is, in that sense, already pre-visioning the difficulties of the physical transformation. Pre-visioning the difficulties of the physical transformation. She alone can stand, nobody else. A day may come. This is what happened during the 60s, late 60s to the mother. She must stand unheld. Who can help? And then, of course, carrying the world's future on her lonely breast, carrying the human hope in her heart, left soul to conquer or fail on a last desperate verge, alone with death and close to extinction's edge, her single greatness in that last dire scene, she must cross alone a perilous bridge in time and reach an apex of world destiny where all is won or lost for man. All is won or lost for man. Narad can't say definitely whether she is going to win or not. He cannot say that. That is not within the range of our mind. That definiteness will only come from the supermind. Whether she is going to win or she is going to lose, he is simply keeping the possibilities open. He can't go beyond that, you see. In the tremendous silence, lone and lost, on the deciding hour, in the world's fate, in a soul's climbing beyond, in a soul's climbing beyond martyr time, when she stands soul with death or soul with God. Soul with death or soul with God. Both the things have happened in the case of Savitri. Savitri was confronting death face to face, alone, absolutely. Savitri was confronting God in the everlasting day, in book 11. She was throwing a challenge to Savitri. Both death and God she has to meet. And then she has to keep on fighting, even with God. Look, I am not going to give up. My aim, my objective, my mission, my work, my happiness is connected entirely with the soul of the earth. All that I do is for the sake of the soul of the earth. You give it or don't give it. But I am not going to budge from that. This is what she is going to argue with God. And she does it. And then of course she wins the boons. The boon of Krishna and Kali following her as she comes back to the earth. You see. Alone she must conquer or alone fall. Again, see that or is there, conquer or fall. That is the aspect of Nara's over-mind knowledge. You see, that or is important. You see, no human aid can reach her in that hour. No armored God stands shining at her side. Cry not to heaven, for she alone can save, etc., etc. It goes on like that. And then he says, O Queen, he is telling to her mother, stand back from the stupendous scene. Come not between her and her hour of fate. Savitri, yes, mother has to face that thing herself. Nobody can intervene at all. Her hour must come. Thou hast no place in that tremendous strife. That is what we are. What are we, human beings? Small little creatures. We have no place at all in that tremendous strife. We are small little creatures there when things happen like that. And he dismisses the human love. You are loving your daughter, all right. What is the value of that love? Forget about that. Thou hast no place. He is very cruel, telling it to her directly, openly. See. Think not to intercede with the hidden will. Now, this is the important thing. Hidden will. Narad knows the hidden will. What is there behind it? What is going to happen? He knows it. He has that intuition of it. And he tells Savitri's mother, look, it has already been decided, it has already been designed, it has been planned. These things should happen. You have no place there. You get out of it. Clear the way. See. And then the last sentence which it says is, leave her to her mighty self and fate. He is telling Savitri's mother, Malati, that is the name of Savitri's mother in the Mahabharata, Malati, Malati. She is not named here, she is simply called Queen. leave her to her mighty self and wait. So, this is absolutely the last line dictated by Sri Aurobindo around 15th November 1950. Absolutely the last line. And the last word which he uttered in Savitri is fate. The last word he utters is fate in Savitri. Just 3 weeks before it. And then it closes with that, so to say. So these three passages are totally of a different nature. And these give, so to say, an extra occult weight to the book of fate. Book of fate. Occult fate, that is what you get here. The other things are also there deeply, but this is a revelatory vision carrying its diamond charge, and it is that which is the final seal of Sri Aurobindo on Savitri.